Saitama is experiencing some major pricing to the upside. I got a feeling that something is definitely shaking and baking in the kitchen, guys. We'll get into that and more coming up, but right after this. How's it going, family? Welcome back to the channel. Guys, it's been a while, but you know what? We are back and we're ready to rock and roll, and we're back in the saddle. Before we get to today's news, let me remind you to go ahead, smash the like button, guys. It really helps YouTube to spread the word about this channel, guys. If you like what you hear, just go ahead and smash the like button. And last but not least, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. We would love to welcome you with open arms into the crypto stream family. Guys, I just want to show you this right here because I believe it speaks for itself. Take a look at this. Manny the Hitman says, Africa is my home and will always remain. This was a tweet, by the way, that came out today around 1:50-ish p.m. And it continues and it reads on and it says, a very successful meeting today here with the highest authority. Guys, I'm gonna repeat that because I want this to sink in, guys. You know what I'm saying? I want this to resonate home in your brain so that you can know that something is shaking and baking, as they used to say in the kitchen. It says, a very successful meeting today here with the highest authority of the country. Details will be announced on We Are Saitama. And by the way, that's the official Twitter. And it says it's time for Saitama to take DeFi to the next level by working with the governments, guys. And this is one of those things that was on the roadmap for Saitama. And I'm not going to flip over to the website, but you can do that at your spare time. But that was one of the things, that was one of the utilities that they were trying to bring to market for our Saitama token in the community here for Saitama Wolfpack family. And the importance of that is because that is going to help to continue to spread the word about Saitama. And guys, if we're getting involved with local governments and governments in general, oh my goodness, guys, skies are the limit. Now, I want to show you this because this is what we were talking about, that pricing action. Look at that recovery, guys. That, my friends, is what I like to call a V-shaped recovery. You know, a V-shaped recovery means that it is a lot of momentum, a lot of buying pressure, a lot of bullish momentum into making that price go back to where people feel the intrinsic value should be. Now, we saw the price dump, right? And it's not just Saitama. We'll get into that shortly. But it's not just Saitama that took a nosedive down to the downside. We saw Saitama drop over the last couple of days, but especially over the last 2 days. Look at this fall, guys. We were sitting at the 2 Satoshis 11 level, and Saitama dropped and free falled all the way down to 3 Satoshis 83 level. That is a substantial drop. But look at what the Saitama Wolfpack family did. They do what they do best. They ate that dip like it was not any left, like it was going out of style, guys. Who loves eating dips? I do. And from the looks of this, a lot of the Saitama Wolfpack family and some new investors, by the way, do love eating dips too. Now we're looking at the price point sitting at 2 Satoshis 1133 level. And would you look at this? We are sitting at almost 30% up on the day. And I'll argue with you guys, we probably kissed that on the day. We were up around that price point, 30% up on the day, sometime earlier today. But guys, I want to know, and I know you want to know, I got a feeling, but I know you want to know what's causing this. What's causing such a steep increase? I would call this a parabolic price movement, guys. 30%, I would call that parabolic. What's causing this price to go up so much? Well, if we go back to this tweet here, I think this is a subliminal message that something is coming soon to be announced. Some major news is going to be announced. And he gave you a clue. Manny the Hitman basically said it's going to involve the government. Now, and it's going to involve Africa. Now, this is one of the things that I want to point out to you guys. You know, it's no coincidence that all of the developers for Saitama made their way over to Africa. Guys, when you have all of the developers in one place like that in a meeting with people that are of this statue, meaning the highest person in government in Africa, you gotta wonder what's coming next. Now, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm not gonna speculate any farther. I'm gonna let you nibble on that, but just know somebody knows, because you know what? Look at this price point. Something definitely in bacon. Get down. I want to turn our attention to this because remember, I said it's not just Saitama that took a nosedive to the downside. We're up now, but we got to see where we come from and what caused it because a lot of people out there saying, well, Saitama is a scam. Saitama is a dead project. Saitama this, Saitama that. All of this negative comments. First of all, if you're going to say some negative stuff about it and you're fudding the project, just sell your bags. Move on. And if you haven't invested in Saitama and you believe it's a scam and that's why you have it, then just stop talking about it. But you have something special when people are hating on your project. I'm gonna just say it that way, guys, because you know what? We spit fire on this channel and we speak facts objectively. Now, let's go over here to Coin Market Cap. If we go to Coin Market Cap, we can see that we are up 7.5% roughly on the day. We're sitting at a global market cap of around $881 billion. I'm going to ignore the little change there, but $881 billion. Guys, yes, this looks like we are up 8% almost, but guys, we took a nosedive. I mean, look at this chart, guys. We are down almost 12% over the last week in Bitcoin, almost 14% over the last week in Ethereum. And today we saw a nice reversal. Ethereum up 16%. These numbers are fluctuating constantly, but we're gonna peg it at 16%. Bitcoin up around 11%. And guys, look at this chart for Bitcoin because I want to show you this. This just tells the story on the drastic dip. I mean, look at this, guys. We were hovering around, let's see, I'm just going to peg it here, around the 21K price point for Bitcoin. And we saw a free fall all the way down from 21K. This wasn't a matter of, guys, this was in a matter, let's see, we started falling. We really fell off a cliff, if you will. Let's peg it here between the 9th and the 10th. So we started off the 9th at around 18,000 and some change. Guys, by the end of the 9th, we dropped all the way down to 15,700. Guys, that's capitulation. That is like major, major, major downfall in the granddaddy crypto of them all, which I like to call the mover and the shaker, the main mover and the shaker Bitcoin. We saw that price drop like it was just going out of style, guys. And we see we're back on the uptrend, and that's due in part to the real positive numbers in regards to the CPI numbers that came out today. Now, what I want to show you is this. This is the fear and greed index. Again, this is the fear and greed index. This essentially gives you a temperature, a pulse, if you will, of the overall crypto market in terms of the sentiment that's out there in those crypto streets. And what do you see here? It says we are in extreme fear. So I would argue extreme fear is basically like the lowest you can get. I understand it's 22, so we are kind of at the midpoint of extreme fear because you have levels within the levels, right? The numbers kind of tell the story in terms of how far away you are from a given category. But to say the least, we're still in extreme fear. And what I would say is this, guys, whenever there is blood on the streets, I'm going to repeat this because the purpose of this channel is to help you make the plays, help you make those investment choices, not financial advice. We just tell you the plays that we're in and projects that we feel may help to make you a millionaire, to create generational wealth for you and your family one day. That's our only purpose on this channel. We bring you news, crypto facts, and we show you what's going on in the crypto market objectively in regards to Saitama and other popular projects. That's our job here. It's up to you to take action on the news that you hear. We can't tell you what to do. It's just not possible. It is not financial advice. But going back to this, guys, when there is blood in the streets or on the streets, like we like to put it, that is the time where you need to stack your bags, guys. That is the time where you need to do what's called dollar cost averaging, which means essentially you are buying the cryptos that you may already have purchased at a higher price. You're purchasing them more. You throwing a little more extra change, a little change at them, right? And that's going to bring your cost basis down. And the lower and lower your cost basis comes down, the greater and greater chance you have to have returns on your investment. Guys, I know we are in a bear market, but bear markets don't last always. We will be in a bull market sooner or later. And this is the time that millionaires are made in crypto. So my point to bring this on home is this. Yes, we see this extreme fear over here, guys, but this is the time you should be investing because this is the opposite of common sense in terms of people, the way it's not intuitive. That's what I mean by common sense. It's not intuitive. Usually, when the market goes down, people want to take the money out. That's the intuitive thing to do. It's counterintuitive, in common sense terms, when you see your portfolio dropping like a note, dropping down like in like a free fall to continue to throw money at something that's going down. That's counterintuitive. But when it comes to crypto and stock market, in fact, when you are invested in a solid project, that is the time to continue to increase your holdings in that project. That's why I call it counterintuitive. You gotta treat it that way to help your investment in the long term. And we can see that yesterday we were in fear. We were in fear last week, and a month ago we were in extreme fear, and we are back in extreme fear. And we can see this. We are actually worse off in terms of fear. In terms of fear, let me make that clear. We are worse off in terms of fear than we were a month ago. Now, if we go back to this price, to see Saitama up almost 30%, look at that. That short time we pumped. The last time I spoke about this a little earlier in this video, we were not up 30% at that point. We kissed it earlier, but we are now back up to that 30% range. The point is, you see Saitama running hot and heavy at 30% up on the day. But then when we look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin is only hot up about 10, 11% on the day. And if we look at the overall crypto market, if we go back, we can see the overall crypto market is only up 10%. So I would argue that yes, Saitama is moving on up. It's moving on up, guys, to that east side, to the price that we want to see to make your bags and my bags satisfying. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Crypto Stream. We'll come back to you guys when breaking news comes out, which I believe will be real soon.